Oh, well. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. Let's try this. All right. Good times, people. All right. We are now live. Good afternoon. Good evening, everybody.
Hey, what's up?
Let's see about this. Matt. I'm going to drop the stream in the chat for a moment. Welcome, everyone. It's great to see everyone. I see everyone coming in right now. Small technical difficulties, but this is what happens once in a while. This is a really, hey, Karima's in the chat already. My goodness, quick. So again, thank you so much for being here, everyone, as you're watching. Karima, I see some people coming in. Mark, Erica. Oh man, we got everyone coming in here tonight. All right, this is pretty special. We got a guest star for tonight's episode. We have Matt from Podia. This is wonderful. If I was in Ecamm Live, I would have done the applause, but we're through Zoom right now tonight. But we're clapping, silent claps in the chat. Thank you. This is going to be a great night. I'm really excited. We're going to be talking all things Podia. You know how much I love this. Karima, you already know. We're going to be talking about all things Podia and how you're going to be making money, how to create multiple streams of income with Podia. So we're going to get into the basics, and then we're going to hear from the master himself, Matt, and go from there. So real quick, everyone, if this is the first time you're watching, hello, my name is Doc Williams, and I build 3 businesses with one tool every single show. And this show is built to make sure that we see how fast we can make you money. So tonight we're going to be talking about how to create multiple streams of income with Podia, and we have a special guest. So first of all, Matt, again, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Oh, I'm thrilled to be here. Thanks, Doc. Thanks, everyone who's watching live and everyone that will watch the replay. I'm a big fan of your work and everything that you do, because when we talked, a month ago, what is time anymore? I don't know. I have no idea. But I saw what you're doing. I was like, this is so great. And just wanted to be a part of it. So thanks for having me on the show.
Not a problem, man. So real quick, for the people that do not know you or what you do at Podia, could you tell the good people who you are and what you do?
Yeah, so again, my name is Matt. I'm in Nashville, Tennessee. Been here for about 7 years, and I'm the director of creator success at Podia. We are a platform that helps creators monetize and build their audiences doing work that they love through online courses, through digital downloads, through webinars, through memberships. There's a page builder that you can use. There's email marketing. There's live chat on your sales pages. There's so much that you can do with Podia. And I'm just going to show you every single piece of this. I've been working with creators for a number of years now. I've been at Podia for almost a year and a half, something like that. Like I said, time. It's definitely been a year. And before that, I spent almost 4 years at ConvertKit. So there are probably there's a lot of overlap in ConvertKit and Podia customers. And I was on the success team at ConvertKit as well. So I have a lot of experience in creative businesses and how creators can earn a living doing work that they love.
Okay, good times. This is perfect. You are the man to be talking to everyone about this. This is going to be excellent. So real quick, we're going to have a lightning round of what's happening and making sure that we're understanding what we're going to be doing the whole episode. Usually I answer these questions myself, but because we have you here, Matt, I would love to hear your take on all of this and going from there. And then we'll get right into the build. I know I'm getting some messages from some that are saying that they're switching over. They're going on YouTube right now. We got you guys. Don't worry. Don't worry. We'll be over here. We'll be here for a minute. So let's switch over. I'm going to share my screen for a moment. Let's do this. Okay. Right there. And Matt, can you see my screen? Everything's good? Can you see?
Yes.
Can you see my screen? Okay, cool.
All good. It's so clear.
Good times. All right. So again, this is episode 66. So we're going to be talking about What is Podia? Now I have this straight from the homepage, but would there be a different definition that you would talk about or say something about Podia or how you would describe it to people?
Yeah, so one of the ways that I talk about it when people ask me that question, like, okay, I see what's on the website. Make that a little less markety. And
Yeah.
what I say is that what I love about Podia, because I was using Podia to sell my products even before I worked here. And what I loved about Podia is that it was a really great balance of simplicity and power. It is, to me, having like used a lot of other unnamed competitors before switching over to Podia myself, is that there always seem to be a lot of steps or a lot of clicks just getting to the point. I'm a person that creates courses on the side myself, and I just want to get to the point. I want to upload the content. I want to I want to create the sales page. I want to connect it to, my email marketing provider of choice. There all these things that I need to do, and I have a limited amount of time. And so the simplicity of what I could do with Podia and do it quickly while still having a lot of power and a lot of features and a lot of things that I could use to engage my audience and my customers was really the thing that I love the most. So that balance of simplicity and power, I'll be totally honest. There are some tools that you could use that maybe have more features. Like they have, just like, back in the day, you could have used Infusionsoft instead of ConvertKit. There are other things that you could use, but what are you sacrificing in terms of like, I just want this to work. I just want to put my content in, create a sales page, make sales, and start to engage with my customers. I believe Podia does that better than anyone else. And there's also in Podia the best, I think, diversity of like features and product types. So you can do recurring revenue with memberships. You can do online courses, of course, and you can sell digital download products. So I've often thought and I've kind of described Podia as like, oh, so you've sold online courses with Teachable. Yes, I've done that. And you probably have your ebooks on Gumroad. Yeah, I have my ebooks on Gumroad. And if you were starting a community, maybe you're doing like Patreon or Memberful, something like, yeah, I'm doing that too. It's like, well, Podia can do all of those for you. And that is what I have loved the most about it.
That's awesome. Yeah, there was I think we opened up with this email of the week for the newsletter. We said if Teachable and Gumroad had a baby, and then we had a small chick, and then it was Podia for this week. So people were really excited. Yeah, that's awesome to hear. Awesome to hear. And a lot of you in the chat, I already see Nyota. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Everyone's saying hello. Where's Lucius? I don't see him. So someone go get him. This is really good thing. So we're going to be talking about a lot of different ones, especially Nyota. You were talking about different product ideas that you had. So was Erica. Erica just started a membership. Congratulations. Got your first mastermind client. So that's excellent. That's exactly right. So we're going to be talking about how you're going to be able to use Podia and all those things. Of course, there's going to be a link for Podia if you want to get started tonight. Shameless plug. This is an affiliate link. I tell you this beforehand. I'm not trying to sneak it in. It is just right there. If you do not want to use the affiliate link, just go to podia.com. I'm not going to be offended. So real quick, let's go into point number one. Why people need Podia. What would you think? Why do people need this?
Yeah, so the way that I think about this is kind of a combination of some of the things that we've talked about already is that if you are a creator who is putting your work out into the world for others to learn from and consume and to be improved by, then Podia is a perfect place for you because you can do all of those things. You can build an audience, you can create a membership, you can sell a course. There are a lot of things that you could do. You could run your entire business on Podia, and there are ways that I can kind of talk you through that as the show goes on. But I think the reason people need Podia is because it is a platform where you can do everything that you need to do in terms of building not just an audience but a business that is supported by those fans.
Excellent. And what about who benefits from Podia? That the reason I know that's kind of similar, but would you say
Right.
I almost feel like this? I feel like kind of like how you mentioned, like in Infusionsoft, or it's really hard to personally me. I remember the days of me just heavily drinking using Infusionsoft, and then I found like ConvertKit, and I was like,
Right.
this just makes sense. So I feel
Hmm.
like if someone's running their business, would you even say it's if you were running a one man like operation? Is it like a solo entrepreneur? Is it
Right.
someone that's managing a team? If you were trying to sell Podia, who benefits the most from Podia?
Yeah, that's a great way to frame it. Yeah, instead of talking about the why, but the who. And so, like the person, the type of creator who benefits the most from Podia is someone who is doing a lot of things themselves, and like I said, puts a premium on their time versus like say there's nothing wrong with maximizing everything that you can. I totally understand that, but what I often find with hundreds, thousands of creators that I've worked with over the past 7 years is that in an effort to in the attempt to maximize everything, you tend to get really stuck in the weeds and don't actually move forward on the things that matter, like getting that product out there, developing it, creating an MVP, getting those pilot programs out so you know what's going to hit, validating product ideas. Podia makes it really easy to do all of those things. So the type of creator who benefits from Podia the most is someone who is doing a lot of like the legwork for their business themselves, puts a premium on their time, wants to keep a lot, if not all of the tools for your business in one place. So you're not going to, Podia really can replace up to 5 different programs for you, depending on, how many features you use. And I just know for me, like, as I was starting out with courses, and even now, as I'm still building courses and doing programs myself, I have a premium on the amount of time that I'm spending, like just getting everything working, and the number of tools that I'm like spending not just my money, but also my time and attention on as well. If I'm thinking like, well, I got to go over here to make sure this is updated, I got to go over here to make sure that I'm doing this. Podia combines a lot of those things. So I think Podia will save you time. Podia will save you money. Podia will save you a lot of mental energy and angst because it is in one place. It goes back to like we've kind of gotten onto Infusionsoft. I almost said Confusionsoft. Uh, Infusionsoft a little bit, but uh, I often had people say to me like, "Well, so and so, big influencer, like, uses Infusionsoft and they really like it." I was like, "They really like it because they have a full-time person whose only job is Infusionsoft. That's why they like it. They don't do anything with it. They
Yeah.
make their content and they say, put this in the email." That's what I would do. I mean, that's what I would do. Absolutely. I'd be like, here's the email, here's the content, put it in there. I don't want to do anything with it anymore. Those are the people who like some of those high powered programs. So there's a space for everyone. This is the space that I believe Podia works the best in.
Yeah. Yeah. That sounds great. Nyota is asking, what 5 programs does this replace?
Yeah, good question. So off the top of my head, if you're using an online course platform, digital download platform, membership platform, email marketing platform, it can replace like a site builder for you. You can map a custom domain to Podia, and so there is a way to create an entire site off the back of Podia, fully secure SSL certificate, everything for people who know what that is and care about it. Not saying that if you don't know, it's just good. You don't have to worry about it. That's
Yeah.
just another thing you don't have to worry about. There's also live chat. There's a messaging aspect to Podia now as well. And I'll even say, like, in the coming months, we're going to be building out our public post capability. So it becomes more and more like a blog style replacement as well. So I think that's 6 or 7,
Yeah.
and then getting to be more as as kind of the posting feature becomes more fully fleshed out.
Good times. No, that's excellent. That's excellent. I just wrote down a couple in the chat, and that's really good. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So I wrote down a couple from 3 ways to make money with Podia. And
Hmm.
you can agree, you can disagree. You're like, listen, I got more ways to make money, and I think they're better. Definitely let me know. But what I see, especially when I've done it either myself or when I'm thinking about others that I see for our clients or ones in the Build It communities, I think about educators, and I believe anyone that has something to teach, which I think a lot of people, that's a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I think of coaches. And why I'm thinking of coaches is almost like a hybrid model of the courses and also
Yep.
the membership area. I love the bundling of the tier system for the membership
Yep.
and then dropping it. I love that. Everyone in the Build It community, you already know about that. And if you're not part of the Build It community, remember at the beginning of this page, you can join 14 days free for the first tier. So just an
Very nice.
an awesome feature on Podia. I was like, oh, I love that. And then the last thing is productized services. So a lot of times I used to do websites, and
Hmm.
I hate proposals. I hate stupid proposals. And
Yep.
productizing it just like a course and onboarding them into it, it
Yep.
saved me so much time and energy. So those are some of the
Yeah.
things that I see. But what have you seen, Matt, that you really like or anything like that?
Yeah, let me just expand on a couple of those points that you made, because I think, like, from a coaching perspective, like kind of having a combo model with it, one of the things you should know about Podia is that Podia doesn't, other than like the monthly membership fee, Podia doesn't charge you any additional transaction fees. Now there's Stripe fees, there's PayPal fees, we don't control those, but there's not like an extra 3% per purchase tacked on. There's not, 10% for some other platforms and programs that they'll charge you. And you may think to yourself, well, hey, I'm not making much money. 10% of, my $10 this month is not very much. And I'll give you that. I can't argue with math, but I will say, I hope everyone here is of the mindset that I'm going to be making $1,000 a month. I'm going to make 10. I'm going to make 100. I'm going to make 1,000. I'm going to make $10,000 a month. And I know people who started, you know, at ground zero, were not making much money on their membership or on their products. And they thought, well, I'll just go with, the cheaper per transaction charge. And now they are making $10,000 a month or more. And they're paying out $2,000-3,000 a month in transaction fees. And my heart hurts for them. And I want you to make and keep all of the money that you possibly can in the entire world. So whether you make $100 a month or $10,000 a month, it's still going to be 39 or 79 at Podia. Okay, so now that that's over with, one of the things that I really like that you brought up, like just from an education space, you can do online courses. There's the digital downloads. And so those make it really easy no matter what you're teaching about. Like I teach on productivity and habit change. And so I have online courses for that. I also have a coaching model for that. So I do a small group coaching program. And an interesting thing about how I do that. So I just tell you, one of the things that I do is I basically create a course inside of Podia for that small group coaching program. And so I add those people. I just enroll them manually because I've already charged them. Okay. I've already charged them. They sign up on Podia. So yeah, a couple of people, pay in different ways, which sounds odd when you say it like that.
We'll just keep going.
But
We'll keep going.
yeah, I'll just keep going. They pay on Podia. So I have my page on Podia. They sign up for that. And then since it's a coaching program, they have those onboarding materials early on, like you were saying. But then basically all I do is every week after we have a call, I will give them, I'll upload the replay into Podia and give them like the corresponding like worksheet or action item and say like, okay, here's where you can find it all in Podia. I give them the link. I use the email marketing feature, and I send them the link, and I say like, this is what you can do. So that is something that I do with coaching. I also bundle in another product for them that way. So like I said, it's really easy to do. And then productized services. is something else that I think a lot of people kind of overlook with Podia because, and this is the reason that I brought up the no fees, because if you're doing a productized service and you're building a website for someone or you're doing consulting work with them, you can charge them on Podia. You could even like create a single solo hidden from the public product for them and just say like, great, you could make your proposal basically like the site and say like, here's where you sign up. It's really easy. We've talked about this. Here's where you pay so that we can get to work. So they go in, they sign up, they get like their initial onboarding materials. You can share a link to book additional calls with you if that's part of it. All of these things that you can send through. And again, if you just signed a $5,000 client, a $10,000 client, more money to you, my friend. That's what we want. So other ways to make money, something that I've been thinking about a lot the past couple of weeks is some of you may have heard of a platform called Substack. And I think Substack is really cool. But it's the same thing. It's 10%. It's 10% of your cut. And so, you may think like, well, I'm just starting out with this. That there are people making thousands of dollars a month on Substack and sending 10% back. And you may think to yourself also, I had this conversation with someone last week and they were like, well, if I'm fortunate enough to be making $10,000 a month on my work, then 10% isn't going to feel like that big a deal. I can promise you, when you get to 10K a month, sending someone else $1,000 of that is going to feel like a big deal. And so I want you to keep all of the money. So with Substack, basically what it is, it's a paid newsletter. And so it's very popular for writers, journalists that are going independent. Yeah, if you want to bring the page up. But what you can do, you can basically do the same thing with Podia. And actually, I'll drop a link into the chat because I did a comparison video. You can basically redo this with Podia. And what you would do with Podia is you would, inside of your membership, basically create a paid membership tier and say, you can get access to my private post, to my VIP post, to my extra videos, to like articles that I'm not publishing anywhere else. You can charge for and keep those private inside of Podia for your members. And again, it's just that flat fee. So let me grab that link real quick while I'm thinking about it.
No worries. Do you need me to stop sharing or anything?
Nah, that's fine.
That is a really good idea. As you're looking that up, there was a guy that I forget his last name, but he's from Airbnb, and it's his name's Lenny. He does like Lenny's newsletter. I think that's what it is. But he's on Substack, but he used to be a growth hacker from Airbnb, I believe. He just went over 1,000 members. And I think he charges like $250 a year, something like that. So yeah, the 10% will get you when you start climbing those ranks. And that's really interesting because I do hear a lot of people go with Substack, but you're absolutely right that it starts going like that. Lenny's newsletter. Maybe I made that up.
Oh, there it is down there. I saw it.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah. I think that's it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it.
And that's really interesting that you mentioned that. Really interesting. So yeah, so you can almost take other people, so you can get a model from someone else's style and then bring it right over to Podia and do that. That's a really good idea.
The other thing that I love about like this model, and it doesn't have to be a paid newsletter specifically, it could just be like a membership model where you're giving additional content, almost kind of like Patreon also, which also takes like a 5 to 10% cut. But with basically what you're doing is giving your biggest fans additional content to to say thank you for supporting it. And there's a lot of different ways that you could do this. One of the ways that I've seen people do it on Podia, actually, my wife did this a couple of years ago, is she was doing fitness and health food fitness and food tips and templates. And so basically what she would do is like on the blog and on Instagram, the normal content marketing, she would do like, here are 3 workouts for the week and 3 meal plans. And so that would be like the weekly post. Very, very common. But on the membership, it would be, here's 5, here's 1 for every day, and then here's something to do on the weekend. And so you can, what's nice about this is you can start to monetize your audience from a very, very early stage without going through the process of creating a product like a course or an ebook. People will support you and pay for your content as you are creating it, which is very near and dear to like a build in public ethos. People will pay for a little extra help or a lot of extra help. You could even scale that down and just say like, here are 2 workouts, and if you want to get 3 more, join the membership. I really like this for a lot of people because I've seen too many creators over the years work, build their audience, and then have an idea about a course, but not validate it or not have done any kind of monetization up to that point. And then like do a whole launch and make like 10 sales when you hoped you were going to make 100, when you thought you were going to make that life-changing launch. And it turned out to just be like, oh, well, this is nice.
Yeah.
And it took you like 2 years to get there. Like this has happened to me. It took you 2 years to get there. And you're like, this is going to be the thing. I saw that post about that lady that like just woke up and someone shared her ebook and she just like woke up one day and she had $50,000 in PayPal. That's going to happen for me. And that does happen sometimes, but is not in my experience is not the thing that I would rely on. What I've seen work time and time again, a lot more consistently, is starting to monetize a lot earlier with smaller products early with your audience. So you get an understanding of what they want and what they're excited about, because you can always expand things out. If you notice, like if you're a fitness coach and you notice that people really love your like workout plans, okay, let's make an entire like 3-6 month workout plan about something a really specific outcome. That becomes your ebook. And then that ebook becomes a video course. And that video course becomes like, hey, how about I coach you for $500 a month, $1,000 a month to actually get you to, the place that you want to be.
I love that. First of all, Matt, that's wonderful. We're getting a lot of questions in for you. And first of all, what you just said, the progressions, the little bits at a time, that's perfect for Lucius in the chat. We've been talking about your MVP. This is excellent. Listen to the man, Lucius. Stop buying all those AppSumo deals. You know what you need to do. So listen to this man. The second part is where Nyota wants to know, are some people detailing your car instead of paying you for your tier system? So she wants to know about that. And then what is it? Erica's saying, I would love 10 sales right now, but I'll take 100. Okay, well, that's good too. This is good. This is really good stuff. I like that approach, just a little bit at a time, And this brings up, actually, as we go into the MVP section, that will be really good. A lot of stuff, a lot of great knowledge. And we're still in just the 5 main takeaways before we even get into the build. This is crazy. All right. Two more for you, Matt. One main feature of Podia that you just love. It can be a ninja move. You're like, you know what? A lot of people don't use this as much. What one feature do you love about Podia?
The one that I've really loved the last few months has been the custom page capability. I love the ability to create custom pages inside of Podia because I use them now. They're so easy to spin up and use that now I create like a bunch of like random custom thank you pages, or like, appreciate you signing up for the webinar. Here's the webinar replay. I do pretty much all of those in Podia now. And so I don't do them really on my main website. I just spin them up real quick in Podia, and that's that. The other thing that I like about it is because I use Podia sales pages for all of my products, and which would make sense. But the other thing is that then with the custom pages, I'm preserving the branding that oftentimes for a webinar replay, I'm saying like, here's the webinar replay. In fact, let me see if I can drop one into
Yeah.
the YouTube chat if I have it handy. Yeah, so check this out. And
where are you putting this?
should be on YouTube. I can drop it into the Zoom chat.
Yeah, no. Put it on. I don't see it on YouTube yet, but maybe my.
I just put it in Zoom as well.
Okay. It could just be a little bit delayed on it for me, but that's okay. Let's see. Okay. Hold on one second. Let me bring it over.
Yeah, I use these for webinar. Yeah, I use these for webinar confirmations, replays, people opting out of sequences sometimes.
Really?
I'll just say like, hey, no problem. Like, especially if I'm doing a sales sequence, if I'm doing a sales campaign and people just, don't want to be pitched, that's fine. I give them, a little link. And to be just so people don't get confused, I will say with full disclosure, I still use ConvertKit for my email marketing. I worked at ConvertKit before and everything is there. And I use a lot of the more advanced automations that for now are not available in Podia. So that's why I say I might use like an opt-out link or something like that. That's more of a ConvertKit thing for now.
Yeah. And most of the people in the chat build a community. That's what we suggest for ConvertKit. So that's good to see. I have never seen, so you do this all on Podia. I never even thought about doing this.
Yeah.
So wait a minute. So explain this page. I'm looking at it. I'm like, I've never even thought about using it this way. So what am I looking at?
Yeah. So actually this isn't the one that I meant to share, but let me show you what this is. Because it is a really, like, I'm glad that it resonated with you, because probably the other one wouldn't have been as interesting. So there are a couple of ways to think about this. And I do have, like, think about the other one that I meant to share with you. So this is one that I've done, that I put together as a part of the process for the group coaching that I mentioned a little bit ago. So I did a webinar to my most engaged customers, people who had purchased from me before, and said, hey, I'm doing like a small group program in the evenings for a few weeks. This is what it's going to be about. Come hop on this webinar and I'll tell you like what we'll be doing and how to be a part of it. And so went through this, and then I sent the replay to everyone afterwards. So this is the replay right here. But what I did for this was, instead of saying like buy right now, I wanted to have conversations with people before they came into the program. And so that's why you'll see like the application button right there, and that takes them to an application. This is on Airtable, by the way, that you'll be seeing come up.
Wow. Okay.
So that's what that is.
Okay. And then after they do the mastermind application, then
they get the sales page, which is hidden. Yeah.
After they finish the application, it just redirects them. Once they finish it, goes to the sales page.
Well, I have a conversation with them.
Oh, okay.
And then afterwards say like, okay, you can go sign up right there. But yeah, if you go down a little bit more, so any YouTuber will recognize kind of the timestamp look. This doesn't give them exact links to those parts, but it just kind of acts as chapters, which is one of my favorite YouTube features that they've kind of rolled out, the ability to link directly to a timestamp. And especially once they started like creating kind of like chapter timelines on the video as well, that was super cool.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I really like the format of this page. I really think it's really, well, I'm telling Nyota and Erica to listen, because they're at this stage, they're building out different memberships. I was like, listen to this man. He's preaching right here. You gotta look at this. This is really interesting. And I really I love applications, because I feel like you get people that are serious, and ones that are serious about filling out that whole thing. It's a better fit. Oh, that's great. Erica's
let me share you
for the other one too.
Yeah, I just grabbed the one that I meant to share with you. So this is another, and this is the one that I was thinking of. I'm going to put it in the Zoom chat and then over in YouTube as well.
Cool.
This is the one that I was thinking about when it came to like, I want to keep the branding. I want to keep the branding steady. So like what people are seeing on the webinar replay page goes to the same, like it's still the same page inside of Podia. So this is more of a lower tier offer that I put together. And so there's the replay, and then it's just like a mini sales page underneath. So this also, so where it says special flash sale, I have a coupon that's directly a coupon, which is another thing you can do in Podia, yet another thing. You can create a coupon for your course. So I just have basically a coupon that is like, journal webinar, journal 30, whatever. But what I can do here, Doc, if you click on like the yes, I want to start a journaling habit, I embedded the link into that button. And so if you scroll down, it should it expired. What a shame. I need to update it. But it will automatically apply the discount and bring you right to checkout.
Nice. That is really interesting. Really interesting. A lot of people are saying, I love the format. This is great. I've got to rethink my life. Because I'm like, my pages do not look this good on Podia. This is really nice. I really like this. Wow. Okay. I've got some work to do.
Let me tell you real quick how I put this is one of my something that we're working on in Podia, but I was just having a conversation about this with a customer today. I often don't use like the table of contents feature in Podia because I just don't think, I'm, a creator and I don't think it communicates. And this isn't a Podia thing. This is like, I never use table of contents because I think like just to have one little line of like habit stacking, it's like, okay, cool. What is that? But with this, these are a content section in Podia called columns. And so basically I create my own table of contents using the columns. And so I put in the images and a title and just a short little like one sentence about like, and it's not every lesson, it's not like, everything, but it's basically like, these are the main themes. These are the main topics and takeaways and outcomes.
That's excellent.
So that's just a little hack. And I do this for testimonials. Sometimes I use a lot of columns.
I love that. A lot of people are saying so clean, nice website, love it. Nyota wants to know, what are these pages called again? The ones that that you're making. How would you describe them, or what are they called?
So in Podia, it's just like custom page, create a page. If you were in a Podia account, then
I can jump into one of mine.
Okay.
1 second. This is one of my joint ones with repurpose.
Cool. Yeah. So if you go down to, actually, if you just go straight to, there are a couple of ways to get through this. Anyone who spends a lot of time going through Podia with me gets kind of tired of me saying like, well, there are a couple of ways that you could do this, which can be a little nice because sometimes it's nice, but also, but if you click on create to that big purple button there, and then on just page, then you're on your way. You get this blank slate page that you can then add in any type of content section. So this is basically what I do. Like if you go back to one of those replay pages, like the journal, let's go to the journal one.
Wait, where am I? Look, I have way too many tabs.
Yeah. So this one right here, what you're seeing at the top right there is a video section. And so I have my headline, I have my text underneath, and then I just upload the video. Another great thing about Podia is that we will cover all of your video hosting for you, which is another huge thing. Like I know I've paid for Wistia in the past and have paid hundreds of dollars just for video hosting. And Podia actually uses Wistia to host our videos. Wow. And so you have that same technology and it's included at no additional cost.
That's wonderful. That is, wow. I'm really liking it. I have to just after we get done with this call, I'm like, I just gotta redo everything.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. That's really interesting. And the navigation, I always go to the top and go down, but I'm like, oh yeah, I guess I could have just pressed that purple button. I never do that. I never do that.
Well, that's why I say like there are a few ways to do different things. There are a few different ways to do the same thing in Podia. So even if you just real quick go back to like that dashboard page,
Hold on, real quick.
because I want to make sure that people know like where to find this page once it's done.
Yeah. Go back to
So actually
dashboard.
go back to what you were just on. My bad.
Oh, no worries. Let me move some stuff out of the way. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So one thing that I would do if you do create a new page for this is click into page details.
Page details. Where am I looking at this?
The left sidebar. Nope, not that.
Oh, there we go. I
Yeah.
just can't read. There we go.
And give your page right from the beginning some kind of like really simple descriptor. You don't have to publish it yet, but what you'll do and what I've seen in many accounts is that if you just do this, and because sometimes this is something we're kind of working on for me from a UX perspective, is people just keep clicking on that create page button and then they'll look at it and be like, how did I get 20 new pages? I don't know where these came from. This is where they came from. So
funny.
if you go now, click the back arrow next to page details there, and if you click on like that beta now further up, yeah, that one right there. This is where underneath pages, so you see storefront, beta page for sales page, new page. The new page was the one that you created a few minutes ago.
I've got to clean up my account so much.
It's totally fine. So, but that's where you can create. You can even click on just that little add page button at the top of like, that'll do the same thing.
That's awesome.
Like I said, different ways to do the same thing.
I love it. I love it. Could you explain one thing to me? Why is there an easier way when I'm in a product and I'm just trying to change the thumbnail? And is there a way to do it in the products, or do I always have to go to the storefront and change the thumbnail out there? Am I missing something?
Yeah, it's a little, that's something that we're going to change because it is a little confusing.
Okay.
And there are actually two places to change your product. There are two different places. So that's something that will make it a little easier. But to give you an example, there is the product sales page image. Okay. And then there is the product storefront image, which will take from like, I always put them into like the actual product sales page, and that will show itself automatically on the storefront, but you could have a different one if you wanted to. But if you go into any of your products over there, I can just show you this real quick. Yeah, so any of those.
Let's see what we got right here. The purpose, yeah, blueprint. Okay. All right. It's slow. It's emotionally slow. Okay, there we go.
There you go. So if you click on product banner right there, that's where you're seeing that image.
Got it.
Is right there. And if you go into like this main storefront page and click into the products widget there, that's where you'll see every single product that you have, period. So yeah, right in there. And if you want to upload a different one or you want to resize it a little bit, yeah. So you see how it's a little more square, a little less widescreen. You could like click onto products right there. And then there's that repurposed blueprint one at the top.
And then
there's that image right there.
Got it. Thank you. That was driving me insane. I'm like, what am I doing? What am I doing wrong? I would just like to point out. Thank you. Lucius is already saying, I want to watch this again. Lucius, we're not done yet. Like, what are you talking about, man? Like, keep it with us. This is great. Nyota loves that the video hosting is included. That's
Me
wonderful as
too.
well. This is really good. All right. I think this is, first of all, this has just been so much information. So good. So good. People are loving it. People are saying thank you so much in the chat. Some people are messaging me that haven't been able to see it yet. But this is going to be good. This is going to be good. We've got Tom, who's going to be watching this on replay from the UK. This is great. How about this, Matt? Can we do something if you don't mind? Because so many people are asking about this. Can we almost listen to the chat or read what people want to build and then just go through how simple it would be to whip that up in Podia?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Okay, so what I'm
I'm
gonna
here
do
for whatever.
this is gonna be
Just
good.
here to hang.
Oh wait, man, this is one last thing. So I think you've already answered this one. The last question, what Podia means to your business. I mean, it could mean everything.
Yeah. There's so much that you can do. I think what it could mean for your business is more money because of, less transaction fees. It's also the most affordable, fully featured program, just period. Even if, the transaction fees weren't even an issue, it's still the cheapest. It's very powerful in what you can do, and it's very simple. Like, there are always going to be things with a software tool, especially one as fully featured as Podia, where you're like, okay, well, where's this thing? Where's this thing again? Like we just went through. But usually, like we have an amazing customer support team. They're just incredible, and they are like, even like they're amazing. And when you ask them a question, like Doc, the one that you asked me, so you're like, oh well, gotcha, it's right here. They send you a screenshot or or like a screencast video. It's like, oh, here's what you have to do. We're big users and fans of Loom, kind of just walking through things. So it could mean like more money. It could mean, because you're spending less time trying to like make things work and use a bunch of different tools, it means either more time on your business, more time on products, more time on content, or more time with your family, more time with friends, more time with just doing things that you like doing that maybe aren't as a part of your business, which I need to work on. I was talking to someone the other day, like, what hobbies do you have? I was like, well, I work, and I have a side business, which is more work, and then I work out, and I have 2 kids. That's what I do for fun. Those are
Yeah.
my things.
Yeah. No, I feel you on that. No, this is great. There's so much good stuff. I just see a lot of exploding head emojis. People are just doing stars. People are loving this. This is really good stuff. Really good stuff. Okay. So what we're gonna do is a couple people have been asking us questions, and we're gonna kind of go through this like almost like just a concise way to be able to explore Podia even more. You've given so much. Um, oh yes, so let me show you something. With Repurpose, I connect what we do with the show with Repurpose, and now we've got 5 automations that makes 36 pieces of content a week for it. Then we have everything with leading back to the membership that's in Podia. So it's just this full circle, and then on top of
Yep.
which the now we're on Notion, and we've got the opening sequence. So it's the welcome to build with me. It's the sequence and convert kit. Then it bumps them right over to Podia, and we have so many free courses on Podia. It just allows them to get into the ecosystem a lot easier, and then go from there. So this is it's good stuff. So let's do this. So a couple of you asked these questions, and I think this pertains to a lot of your questions. This is for Erica, Lucius, Nyota, Karima. I don't know where you're at. I know you're always jumping back over on Twitter, but you know good and well that I'm not on Periscope right now over there too. And then also Daniel, I saw you over there too. Just make sure if you want to talk to other people, you can jump onto YouTube. I did drop the link on Twitter too, so some people are watching over there. So we're going to go in almost like in a rapid fire way. We're going to be talking about these three, but I think this is really important because all of the great things that Matt has explained to us today, and I think it's just putting it all together. So as always, everyone, we're going to be doing a build trial real quick. Let's get out our timer, and we're just going to talk about how we can be building a few things, and we're going to show you how easy it is to get started and going from there. So we're going to start now. And we're going to first we're going to be talking about people building a community really quick. So if we're talking about transitioning from a Facebook community to a community on Podia, let me switch accounts real quick. It's pretty easy to make communities in Podia, I found, for membership. So let me know if I'm missing anything as we drop in. I'm going to switch accounts real quick. The only thing that I wish it had with the membership section on Podia is I wish I could view it like almost like a course, like how I can do that. Just so I can see the other version of what people see instead of having another account and everything like that.
Yep. Yeah, and we're working on ways to make that more visible, previewable. That's, a common feature request and definitely something we're working on. Hear you there.
Thank you. Right here, I love how when you're starting right here, you can just build out the communities right here and build out the posts. You can pin everything. I just love everything about this. And if you're interested in seeing how anyone, obviously, I'm working on the build a community, guys. So bear with me. I know I need to make it better, but I love how I can pin it. And I love how I can just easily be able to tell the tiers who's getting what information. And I really think that's powerful. If you're having several tiers or different types of coaching, it's right there. It's that easy. Done. And what I saw was I saw someone in the showcase gallery, and then I just joined for a month to see how they formatted everything. And I was like, okay, now I'm going to know how to format my stuff. So the welcome, you do a welcome video, you have a welcome post, you're good to go. And then what I do is
you can also, sorry to interrupt. You can
also,
and this is something that I would use in Podia. You could do it in, other email marketing platforms also, but in addition to what you already said, you can hook up an email campaign in Podia as well to make sure they're getting like a welcome email and saying like, hey, thank you so much for joining. Make sure you don't miss the video. And giving them a little bit more of a onboarding there too. So if you're going into campaigns, there you go. Perfect. I'm doing it already. Look at me. Come on.
No. But you know what? You're right, because I added this later. And then because I was like, but I did something wrong where I sent it out to everyone by accident. I'm like, disregard. I know some of you have already been in the group, but I thought that was really cool. For the campaigns, do you think it would be good for just one welcome, or do you see a series of maybe a series of 3 emails to help them? What do you see the best way for that?
Yeah, I think the more emails, so like this is just getting more like onboarding is one of my specialties, like in terms of like tech products in general. But usually want to send more than one email. Maybe it's 2 or 3, because you want to think about it, for you in terms of your outcome as the business owner. And you can do this inside of Podia. Like Doc, I know you mentioned there's a 14-day trial. And so I would think about sending like an email every 3 or 4 days. Just say like, hey, make sure you don't miss this upcoming live stream. Here are some of the past ones. Here are the things that you get. Like really pressing on like, this is what you're going to get as a member. And then making sure that you're hitting them a day or 2 before the trial ends to make sure that they're like, okay, it's time. The trial is ending. I mean, this is what, we wrote in Podia, say like, okay, the trial is ending. It's time to make a decision. And an email campaign is a really good way to do that, because you're staying a little more top of mind with them.
Excellent. I love it. So we talked about 4 minutes, 19 seconds. We talked about some memberships on Podia. Excellent. Let's talk about, figuring out the world of a free masterclass formats to a community. So, oh wait, no, Erica's asking before. Oh, and Iota, sorry. Do you have some videos on how to maximize the platform, the YouTube channel, or what are you thinking?
Yeah, the YouTube channel is great. Ben, who's just amazing, he's taken us from I think 600 to 6,000 subscribers since he joined the team as our basically our YouTuber. He's fantastic. But that's a really great place for it. There's also I do a weekly Q&A session. I did one earlier today, and I did every few months I do a series on like getting started with Podia. The last one was in April and May. We're about to do a new one in the coming months, but it's things like here's how to set up your online courses. So it's usually like a series of like 3 or 4 workshops. Like we combo like here are your online courses and storefronts, here's your email marketing and memberships, here are your custom pages, sales pages, and then here's everything here's everything else. But those are the main beats.
Good times. What about oh, we got more questions. Sorry. What about they were talking about oh, is there a way to tag or segment your memberships? The tiers. Am I missing what else? Is that
Yeah,
not really
so
segmentation? What do you think?
it kind of depends on how you term it. If you're saying like a tag, a segment, like in ConvertKit, like Nyota was mentioning, that's true. And that is, again, full disclosure, a reason. One of the reasons that I still use ConvertKit. However, you can basically still do that. It's not quite the same, but in Podia, I know. In fact, Doc, if you don't mind going back to Podia itself,
Yep.
you can send emails to people based on the membership tier that they're in. You can send emails based on the product that they've purchased. So if you think about the products purchased and the membership plans that they are on as types of tags, which most people do in ConvertKit anyway, it's like buyer dash member dash a little bit more. So
Yeah.
these are examples. Now what you can't do is like create your own tags and segments to say like, okay, all the people who I want to create a tag for people who are interested, or I want to create a tag for like people who signed up for whatever. You can't create your own tags right now in Podia or your own segments. But if you're saying like, I want what I normally see people wanting to do and needing to do more of is saying, I need to send a specific broadcast to people who purchase this product, or I want to pitch people my flagship product. So I need to send it to everyone except for obviously those people who have already purchased. Those are all things that you can do inside of Podia.
That was really good. Yes, thank you so much for that. Really good question, and you articulated that so much better than me, Matt. Thank you so much. That was great. Yes, really good stuff. Really good stuff. Okay, all right. This is good. Really good questions, everyone. The next one we're going to be talking about, figuring out free masterclass formats. Okay, so there's a couple of things that I'm thinking about. Let me know what you're thinking, Matt. But to me, I use when I go to products and oh, I saw it. My dad just bought my course. I'm like, who is this man? Like, I'm like, what is this about this? So right here, wait a minute. Oh, I forgot the new one. Okay, I forgot new. I'm like, I'm so used to clicking this. Okay, so if I'm going to create, for me, I do two different things. Either if I'm trying to think about a MVP, I'm doing a digital download just to see if I can get some traction. Or if it's a video or something, I'll do an exclusive webinar and just try to do that and do that as the master class. And then if it goes well, boom, we go into the next thing.
Yeah, you basically have already validated the interest, and you say like, okay, I got 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 people to sign up for the webinar. How many can I convert to a paid product about it?
Exactly. Lucius was talking about how about a photography and videography studio site? Can I onboard clients? I would assume it's up to you. I mean, I would probably we talked about, you came here late, Lucius. That's right. So productized services, something like that, just making it more like a course as they're getting it, they're onboarding and then treating them like their onboarding, just build it out like a course, but it's the same exact thing.
Yeah, like you certainly can, and we have people that do. One of the ways that I think about this, like Doc was saying, is you have, say, an online course product, and then like in there, what I have done in the past is like, if there are any digital assets that they need to have or any kind of agreement that they need to sign, it's all right there. Like if your Zoom link, or if they need to book a call with you to go over things, you can put all of that into the course. And that can just be a general one that you have for any client. You can also build out, like I said before, specific products and pages for individual, maybe higher ticket clients as well, and then just hide those from your storefront.
Yeah, yeah. It's really good. By the way, I forgot to hide something from my front, and Lucius decided to sign up for my past webinar that you saw the date was expired, but you still signed up. We're going to talk about that later. And that was my bad. I was like, I cannot believe. Anyway, Lucius, stop trying to sign up for every single course I have. I have to hide that. The last part we were talking about, possibly creating an MVP downloadable resource guide. What have you found effective? A checklist? Do you feel like a certain type of, resource guide still allows people to have this? What
Yeah.
do you see really good?
Things that I see converting really well are templates and scripts.
Mm.
And so whatever template is, like, I mean, Doc, you could do a Notion template, and maybe that wouldn't be a download quite as much, but I've done that before. I've done that in Podia. I've done that in ConvertKit also, of saying like, click here and I'll send you the super special private link to this Notion template. I've done that. I've done lots of like productivity printables, and so those are like just PDFs that people use to plan out their day, plan out their week. So people
Really
love
good.
templates. And then from a script standpoint, especially when I'm working with creators, something that I'm a big believer in, this probably resonates with you too, but something I'm a big believer in is that creators who are like relatively new, and it sounds like we have a lot of experienced people watching live, but for people who are relatively new to like building products online, it takes so much, understandably, so much effort to actually create the product. And then it's like, oh, now I need a sales page. Now I got to write an email marketing campaign. I've got to like, what? What? I I just have the product here. But those things really matter. And so the more that I can give people scripts and templates to say, like, this is the thing that you should say, insert your information here, almost like Mad Libs in a sense. That's
Yes.
just like, okay, great. Because what I found, especially early on, is as people are doing this, then as you like start to do it a little bit more, you develop your own style, your own sense of voice and cadence, and the way that you want to say things. But getting started with templates and scripts, I've found personally with my own side business and with Podia customers, that those are the things that tend to do really well.
That's really good. Just to follow up, and just as a point, those points matter. Yeah, yeah. I would definitely agree with that. Yeah. That is so interesting that you mentioned, because some of you that will be getting this in the Build It community, you already know I talked about this once, but now there's going to be a resource guide for the pirate ship. A lot of people have been asking about this, but yes, the pirate ship is basically how you can create your MVP as quick as possible. I do not remember if I was watching Adventure Time or I was watching something else with pirates in it. I don't remember, but it just got that nickname and now it's stuck. But this allows you to find out, in Lucius, this is for you, researching the 5 pain points of your target demographic, writing down with the real language, speaking like a human, how you're going to be talking to your target demographic, what you need to be doing, and what your solution is. Step by step, the pirate ship's going to be there for you. And then we have a sample outreach email for your target demographic to test it out. All of that stuff. Yeah.
This is great.
I'm happy.
I also just dropped into the YouTube chat let's see. Nyota had said those parts matter, but they are yucky.
That's funny.
So I did a workshop a couple of months ago about a non-yucky way to put together a sales page. And this
That's great.
has helped me. I did a sales page with this method, and it took like I did an initial like kind of pre-sale, and it just sold a few copies. I implemented this sales page framework, and I sold 100 at my
Wow.
next pre-sale. So it was a huge boost because it was just so much clearer, how I was helping people get over the hump and get the outcome that they wanted. So definitely check that one out.
And you dropped it in the chat. Where is it? You
Dropped it
dropped
in
it
the
in
chat.
YouTube. Okay.
Mhm.
Good times. Good times. Yeah, this is good. This is really good. All right. Well, this is excellent. Let's see. Hooray. Can I get that now, please? Okay, this is great. Yeah, people are really enjoying this. This is really good. All right, everyone. So we're going to be doing the wrap up of the show. So make sure if you have any other questions for Matt, and of course, too, on their journey, they can always, if they're getting Podia, they can join the Q&A, right?
Heck yeah.
Yeah, come on now, guys.
Yeah, and
So
I'll tell you, yeah, I don't really publicize this most of the time, but all of the Q&As that I host on Podia are public. And I'll put them into the Zoom chat so that
thanks.
you can bring it up. I think I have, hold on.
No worries.
But you can get on there and you can watch any of these that I've put together over the past over the year and a half.
Wow.
So there are a lot of these, and this is what's nice about this. Here we go. Is you're going to see there are show notes for every single one, and here we go. And especially like some of these new user ones that I've been talking about. So you can go through and you can watch. I mean, some of them are just helpful regardless, like the sales page one. You could use these sales page tips no matter what platform you're using. I would love for you to use Podia, but I want you to be super successful and make all the money that you can. And so this is just using public posts. This is where I was saying earlier, where we're kind of building in a blog, like written content piece platform into Podia as well, because this is a part of the membership. But as you scroll down, it's just every single week there's a new post and there's a video that we host for you again, and you can use this to share your content with people.
Awesome. That, you know what, Matt, I think I gotta check. Maybe I have one of the settings. I can't apparently some people can't see the links that you dropped in the chat. I can't see them either. Could you send them via Zoom so I can do that?
Yeah.
I wonder if I have a
Weird.
setting or something. That's weird to me.
There's
Weird.
one.
Thank you. Sorry about that. I have no idea why it's
okay.
That's the
only other one.
Okay. Let me grab it. This is really good. Okay. Let me grab this.
Yeah. And I'll say, just to be clear, this is again another thing that we're building. Excuse me. Is when I say a sales page. Oh, I'm also hosting an audience building challenge starting on Monday.
Good times.
Which, yeah, you're a part of. But when I say template from like a sales page, what I'm showing you in that workshop is like here's how you would set it up. Right now, there's not a click here to get sales page template automatically. That is coming, like these different kind of templates and pre-formatted pages. But in this workshop, I'm just saying like, here's what to say, here's how to make them in a good way. Pay for your product because that's what we want, because it's going to help people. And yeah, it will do that for you.
Good times.
Okay, there we go. Great.
This is excellent. Oh my goodness. People are loving this. This is great. I want an audience. Well, listen, that's why you need to be there. That's really good. This is good. This is excellent. Real quick, I'm going to end online publishing and publicity. Thank you so much
Doc,
for being here.
let me give you one other. I think I give you actually the wrong
Okay.
link for this. One moment.
No worries.
At least for that that sales page training.
Okay. No worries.
Here we go.
No worries.
So this is going to be a part of the upcoming audience building challenge. But if you want to watch like this aspect of it specifically right away, Doc, I just sent you in Zoom
Cool.
that specific workshop. So yeah, this is it.
All right. That's good.
Because
That's good.
this lesson, like the lesson focused on this in the upcoming challenges until like day 7 or 8. So I don't want you to think that you can't get to it yet. It's right here.
Good times. No, this is good. This is really good. Oh man, everyone's on fire with this one. This is great. And we get some other people coming in. Again, online publishing and publicity. Thank you so much for stopping by. You got those links. That's excellent. Thank you so much for being here. And remember too, this is another Podia community, the Build It community. If you are new in the chat and you're looking to, if you like this program, if you like what you're seeing and seeing everyone involved in this, guess what? Nyota, Erica, Lucius, Mark, Daniel, all you ones that are always hang out. Look, the problem is, Matt, you showed me your pages and it was great. And now I'm like, let me just redo some stuff because I'm just not using it at full capacity. So I'm going to just shamefully like click away from my page and I will work on it.
Do all that you need to do with it. I think you're doing awesome. I really like the page. I love the brand that you're putting together,
Cool.
that you already have. So yeah, you're doing awesome.
Thanks, man. Oh, real quick, one last question before we wrap up. Have anything on pricing on your memberships or courses?
So I have
good question.
2 answers to this.
Mm-hmm.
The first answer is you can come at pricing from 2 different directions. You can come from the high pricing, which could be really great, but is also terrifying for most people. You could also come at it from a lower end and iterate up. So either you're going to iterate from the top down or from the bottom up. And what I mean by that is we kind of reference this throughout the episode, but you could say have your free download, have your free webinar, workshop, masterclass, free course, whatever it is. You see what the interest is in that, and then you expand it. You say like, okay, this was free. If this was 3 free lessons or 1 free PDF, if you want the ebook, it's $30. If you want the course, it's $97. You send a group of people through that, and then you just keep scaling up from there. Now that doesn't answer your specific question of like how much does something cost. Usually what I have done and what I see a lot of people doing when it comes to pricing is, at least from the beginning, is looking for some comparative products that already exist. So like when I did my productivity course, 2 people that I referenced were Sean Blanc and James Clear. Those are 2 people that had like kind of productivity habit specific courses as well that they sold usually for $397 or $497. I was like, this is my first one, so I'm going to basically sell it for $297. So I'm kind of I did my research on what similar products would cost and kind of use that as a measuring stick for what to charge for mine. So what you can do is say like start really small and then just expand and scale up your content and your price as you get more people into it. The other way that I would think about, and this is a longer conversation, but I've been thinking more and more about a top-down approach to monetizing. And I was just like literally 5 minutes before I hopped on this call, I was having another call with someone about this exact same thing. And I asked him, he was pretty new in building an audience, but I asked him, I was like, if you need to make $10,000 in the next 3 months, do you think it's going to be easier to find 10 people to give you $1,000 or 100 people to give you $100? I think that's the same number.
Sounds about right.
Yes.
Yeah. I think you're right. Yeah.
Is it easier to find 10 people to give you $1,000 or 100 people to give you $100? That's a really important question to think about. If you start from the top up and you think to yourself, okay, I have to have usually like coaching consulting falls into this a little bit more, but can I find 10 people that I can, sell $1,000, like month or 2 or 3 month coaching program to? I would think about that, because then you have 10 specific people that can give you testimonials. You have people that will give you feedback. You will also know sometimes in, very uncomfortable moments for you, that you're giving them some advice that's really not resonating. And you'll be like, oh no, this isn't working at all. And that's actually kind of good news, because then, I would never put this into a course or I would have to do a lot of work on it to make it, applicable to a course. Because if it's not going to come across where you're like super engaged, dialed in with one person, it's totally not going to work when someone's just watching your video. You're going to be like, oh yeah, this isn't for me. The flip side of that is when you're working with those people and you see their eyes light up and, the metaphorical light bulb go off for them, you're like, this is totally the thing that needs to go in a course. So you take all those light bulb moments for people in, like, say, your higher ticket offer, and that's what becomes your $500 course. Then you take a smaller sample of that, and that's what becomes your like beginner, like kind of tripwire course. You take a really small portion of that, and that's what becomes your lead magnet. And then you flip it around, and people are signing up for your lead magnet, going into one of your courses. And throughout all this, you're just saying like, and oh, by the way, I have this high ticket coaching program and you can sign up for it right here. So you're taking people from both edges. But I've been thinking a lot about starting from the top and using that to inform the products that you actually build.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. This is, thank you so much. Just wrapped it up. Just ended this episode so nicely. I just keep seeing Lucius say, yes, yes, yes. That
Thanks,
means
Lucius.
that we're going in the right direction. And no, this is wonderful. This is really good information. So again, everyone, make sure that you sign up with Podia. We're going to be doing a lot more information about Podia. We talk about it all in the community. You see, this is a big part of the funnel that we use for Build With Me. So again, make sure that you take a look at the notes on the Notion page. You have all of the links that we talked about. I'll make sure that we do a wrap up of all the links that Matt just had. I'll add it to the page as well for the Notion page. And if you're new and you're just watching for the first time, make sure that you sign up, because you get all of these updates when we go live and everything with the show. If you're part of the Build It community, either part on the newsletter, or if you want to be in the exclusive group, make sure that you sign up as well. So tons of people are saying, thank you so much, Matt. This is great. Okay. So, and I've got one more. I forgot one more link. Sorry. Let's see. Here's the ABC link. Thank you so much. I got that one too. And I'll add that. Okay. Awesome. So many good links. So many good links right here. Got to make sure. Okay, I got to confirm that. Okay, good times. Okay,
Sweet.
then this is great, everyone. Okay, so remember, everyone, we're going to be Matt. Am I on the Q&A next week? Is it next Wednesday? Okay.
It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
all these.
It is.
All these.
Back together again.
Yeah. So make sure everyone sign up for Podia and meet us over there. That will be next Wednesday. All the details will be over there. Again, thank you so much for everyone watching, making sure that you take a look at, review this episode, the clips, all of those things. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, this whole thing is not for you just to watch, but take action on your businesses and your side hustle tonight. You're already up. You're already watching Netflix. I know you're watching The Last Dance Part 7. Go work on your business while you're doing this. Again, everyone, thank you for everyone watching live, and we will be seeing you next week. And Greg, thank you so much too. Thank you so much for being here. And again, good night, everyone.